Here Randall Stevenson's AT&T conducting harassment techniques in your neck of the woods, documented. With their decibel law-breaking spectrum. And it's easy to document even if you don't see them conducting harassment techniques that your family's lifeline is not working. As I try to tell you day in, day out, as I tell you day in, day out for over a decade. Excuse me. Not one 9/11 Flight 93 check in over a decade of asking. That's a lot of mass censorship conducted without fear of being covered by the evening news. Get Randall, on video. Russell is the false prophet of the Utah who's also involved, but he doesn't get paid by you to have your lifeline not work in front of you making a video. Make that video of Randall. His active participation in America's hijacked lifeline. The reason AT&T is billed so high, they have to conduct religious harassment, political harassment, business harassment methods. Like the noise affecting 4 apartment complexes because of one man living here, me, in a wheelchair, telling the truth about your AT&T phone. Make a video of it not working as you try to call me, those hijacking your calls to me. John Melton Brady, Melton, are worried enough about their crimes to alter phone records to cover them up, so get that on video. Randall, being worse than just incompetent, he's threatening the security of America, undermining America's security by their phones not allowed to work. Get PhoneGate. Randall Stevenson's AT&T's PhoneGate on video. Post. See a vapor trail in the sunset? 9/11 Flight 93, check and posted by 424-229-4140. And yes, call up Randall Stevenson, CEO of AT&T, especially if you're one of those 150 million folks paying him to do a job he's not doing. Because if you can't reach me right now, 424-229-4140, you have no idea when else that phone won't be allowed to work. So document Russell's political, religious, and business censorship with that. And yes, he's also conducting harassment techniques against me and a man in a wheelchair who's been asking for a 9/11 Flight 93 check for over a decade that you knowing your phone works all the time because you're calling me to check America's lifelines. Make that video, post that video of you with Randall, Stevenson on speakerphone. And you want to know why America's lifelines are not working when you call Melton, John Melton Brady. 4260 Eagle Rock Boulevard, Apartment 409, Los Angeles, California, 90065. No certified mail in that decade of asking, no non-certified mail, no FedEx, no UPS. Without those 93 checks or any of my imagery, get that on video. Your mail before you send it. And ask Randall why he's taking part in America's hijacked lifelines, endangering our security with that lifeline censorship of his. There's Santa Monica's spectrum chart. Oh, I mentioned it, I think, in a PowerPoint. It's taken off. I'm Melton. make videos. We got some folks from Spectrum illustrating the traitors. Not all, of course, I'm sure, I would hope. Generals taunting a man in a wheelchair who's been telling the world about 9/11 Flight 93 checks for over a decade. Make that video of you calling up every general, every colonel, every officer, every Spectrum across the country, every Utah Colt. They use a lot of great cards. And trying to call me via speakerphone with them, asking, what's your part in my family, our country's high-tech lifelines? The general and others don't know anything about 9/11 Flight 93 checks after I, Melton, have been asking for them for over a decade and have yet to get one. No certified mail either. They don't know they are involved, or they are incredibly incompetent. Get that on video. Today, oh, my devil lorry one has disappeared. I swore that was it. That's that vegetarian cult that has been a part of hijacking America's lifelines by showing me the character. Among others, Dignity Health, LAC, USC, Keck Medical. And I'm doing what I can to point out any folks with dangerous parts of the military to be terrorists in, so that I can get decent medical help. You know, should a man in a wheelchair need? I sure didn't get much. All they did was, during my insulin poisoning of last year, all they did was show me how easily it is to control my pain. And then they showed that character, not giving me the proper pain treatment. Get that video of you calling up the general and finding out if he is a true general, or he is incompetent, or he is very involved in America's high-tech lifelines, as in with Spectrum here. Get them on video. Being traitors to the country. We need to get them out, get those in, who will protect America. Here, Mormons' harassment techniques, and they've showed me tauntingly in that Lori Ann Brady Bond way of taunting, that they can turn that thing off, the backup noise, several vehicles. 2 just today, with that noise of religious censorship, lifeline censorship turned off. Make that video, called a Spectrum murderer, Spectrum rapist, Spectrum or Mormon crime of any kind. It doesn't matter what the crimes are. If your phone's not allowed to work when the Mormons are casing your neighborhood, and you make a video of them outside, like I'm making a video of that, closing the door on the van there and walking on in, and just made a video of that harassment technique with the van there. Make that video. Mormons casing your neighborhood. Why are they casing there? Most of your neighbors are at work when they're casing. And make that video of your lifeline not working. Especially if you cut Spectrum's phone as your lifeline. 424-229-4140. Call it whatever you want. I've been calling it for years. The 9/11 Flight 93 check. Have yet to get one. Make the video, post the video, whatever you get when you don't get me, Melton. Got the timestamp on the phone, you got the number dialed. Those hijacking your calls to me are worried enough about their crimes getting caught for them that they alter phone records, cover it up. Get the Mormons, Spectrums, Husseins, and Trumps phone gate on video right now. 4260 Eagle Rock Boulevard, Apartment 409, Los Angeles, California, 90065. John Melton Brady is the full name. Make that video, whatever you get when you don't get me, post it. And yes, vote-truth.blogspot.com is where you can find these things. As 4x6s for sure, if not this 8x10, hand them out to your neighbors. Tell them we're going to get the Mormons to write us off their cult sales route. And call up Spectrum's offices. Make videos of your hijack call in front of all Spectrum employees. 424-229-4140. Why are you conducting harassment techniques against the man in the wheelchair? What other crimes are you involved in, Spectrum? Yeah, sometimes I'll just park outside the window and turn on that noise. And yes, they are able to turn it off. So call up AT&T, especially if you got their phone as your lifeline. And 911 Flight 93 checking posting 5. That's you making a video of your call to me. Whatever you get when you don't get me, those hijacking your calls to me are word enough about their crimes to alter phone records to cover them up. You get that on video. AT&T's phone gate, as well as, yes, Hussein and Trump's. I'm not a fan of either. And make sure you call up that general. It's about national security. If they don't know what a 911 Flight 93 check is after I've done all kinds of graphic art, all kinds of videos, asking America to check their lifelines, and I have yet to get one. Call no certified, no non-certified mail either. Ask that general. If he does not know what a 911 Flight 93 check is, he's involved or he's incompetent. Get that on video. And hand out those numbers of AT&T's execs, CEO, and get them on video. What is your... Are you planning a revolution, AT&T, that you need to hijack lifelines? And you get AT&T, a monopoly that it is, on video, being a danger to America. Post. We the people must be the reporters. They're not doing their jobs. It's easy to do. It takes 5 minutes. Make that video with your phone of someone else's lifeline not allowed to work as you try to call me. And yes, worried enough to alter those phone records. That's what they are. Get it on video. Certify that mail as well. And ask the general, how does mail disappear out of a post office? Do you have anything to do with that? Oop. Melton, handsome bald guy. Well, hello, Melton, handsome bald guy. You're doing great work. I've seen those parable videos. Your new graphic card is great. 28,000 graphic art photos. www.DAFFODILIA.blogspot.com for one. Keep up the good work. Talk to you later. Yeah, you have to keep the California Lifeline phone active. It's not worth much. I've noticed when the Mormons are on hand with their hatred noise, it's almost impossible to get that thing to work. Oh, it's not like, oh, there's the number right there. 213-675-2138. It's not like it doing me any good calling up the drunk LA Fire Department as with their active part. They're right over there. If you can see a flag, one of the flags up there is them. Not like you can actually go to a hospital if you're telling the truth about America's hijacked lifelines. Make that video, 424-229-4140. Do that Mormon rapist, spectrum, harassment noise. Oh, it's not specific with a rapist. It's just a generalized crime. When you see the Mormons casing or you see spectrum in your neighborhood, you check that lifeline of yours. 424-229-4140. If your phone doesn't work right then, as you're trying to call me, and no one's reached me with a 9/11 Flight 93 check in over a decade of asking, yeah, you're not certain it's going to work when you really need it to work. So get that video, post that video, whatever you get when you don't get me, come see me in person. Hand out those Mormons beware images and make those videos of them casing your neighborhood. They're outside going up and down a mostly empty, just maybe a college student or a retired couple, and everybody else is off working. You got them outside, you got the number dialed, you got the timestamp on your phone. Those hijacking your calls to me, worried enough about their crimes to alter phone records to cover them up. Get that on video. The Mormons, Hussein's, Trump's, and the military generals' phone game. Yes, hijacked lifelines are a matter of security, aren't they? Document your phone not working as you try to call me. Certify your mail as well. Not 193 taken over a decade. No certified mail. No non-certified mail. No FedEx, no UPS about those 93 checks I haven't gotten in over a decade. Get that on video. Yes, he does have Mormons beware and Semper Fi. World Trade Center Flight 93 check in his window. And because I just made a video about Dana, a victim of rape, making a video of your hijacked call to me, illustrating your phone does not work as the Mormon missionaries, those dangerous cult members from Utah are casing her neighborhood. And why are they doing that when most of her neighbors are at work? Make that video of your phone. Your family's lifeline not working as the Mormons are casing outside. And yes, took 9 attempts to post to Instagram. We're at the phone's battery doing that. Make that video as the Mormons are bitch slapping the military and LA's finest. Here in Eagle Rock. Oh, I had a nice video of a black and white helicopter, a police helicopter up there earlier. I don't think they like that, so they're bitch slapping them now. Make that video, post that video of dangerous Mormons with and without their Muslim brothers in Utah. Remember, when you hear Spectrum's traitorous part in America's hijacked lifelines, remember they're different than lots of other traitors you're going to meet because they're in your living room with that modem, with that phone. Remember, it's their phone when they're supplying it to you. Your family's lifeline. You get every Spectrum executive manager, you get them on video as you are 9/11, Flight 93, checking and posting, not one, 9/11, Flight 93, checking over a decade of asking. That's a lot of minutes censorship conducted without fear of being covered by the evening news. We the people must be the evening news. Get Spectrum. They demonstrated just a while ago they can turn that noise off. And they are between 4 apartment complexes. Their harassment techniques are pointed at the man in a wheelchair telling everyone the truth about America's hijacked lifelines for over a decade. Get them on video as you are trying to call me. That's certified mail as well. It points to the military style of harassment. It means traitorous generals misusing their authority to stab privates and their families in the back as they go into battle for it. Make that video of America's hijacked lifelines and ask that general, are you involved or are you incompetent? The man's been asking for a 9/11 Flight 93 check for a decade. Those hijacking calls to him are worried enough about their crimes to alter phone records covered up. General, are you involved? Are you incompetent? What are you doing? What have you done? Get the traitorous ones out so we can start building a better America, better world. Surprised he didn't go to Toledo and start backing up. And it's not zooming in. Trying to zoom in on the license plate and it will not zoom in. This is the devil's Chinese camera. I'm sure many cameras on the streets can get it. It zoomed in. Maybe it didn't zoom in as much as it should. They disappeared. The backup noise, part of AT&T's harassment of a man in a wheelchair because of his truth about their active participation in America's hijacked lifelines. Get it on video. Those hijacking your calls to me, 424-229-4140, are worried enough about their crimes to alter phone records covered up. Get it on video. 424-229-4140. Call up Randall Stevenson and try to call me with your wife's phone, your daughter's phone, your friend's phone, with Randall on, or any executive, it's a big company, on speakerphone. Ask them what is their part in America's hijacked lifeline, your lifeline that you're paying them money for not working. Get their reaction. Be the reporter. Post. Here AT&T conducting harassment of a man in a wheelchair who's been telling you to check your family's lifeline for over a decade and has yet to get one. 9/11 Flight 93 check. That's Randall Stevenson's AT&T's harassment, because I've been telling the truth about his company's hijacking of America's lifelines. AT&T's got 150 million customers. If you're one of them, you need to call them up and find out why your family's lifeline's not allowed to work because of Randall censorship. And post. Those hijacking your calls to me are worried enough about getting caught for their crimes that they are altering phone records to cover them up. So you ask AT&T about those altered phone records, and you ask Randall Stevenson, what is your part in that? Why are you compromising the security of America by hijacking America's lifelines? Make the video of whatever he tells you and post. See a helicopter? 9/11 Flight 93 check-in posting 5. You trying to call me, Melton? And you want to know why America's lifelines are being hijacked? When you do, not one 9/11 Flight 93 check-in over a decade of asking. Call up AT&T's Randall Stevenson, CEO, and if you're one of 150 million folks who pay Randall to do a job, ask him why your family's lifeline is not allowed to work because of political, religious, and business censorship conducted very personally lately. But I haven't gotten that 93 check in a decade of asking. They're worried enough about their crimes to alter phone records to cover them up. And yes, every time you hear Spectrum's harassment noise in a video of mine, that is Randall's harassment, military-style harassment. So you ask him why your lifeline, your family's lifeline, is not allowed to work, and when else it won't be allowed to work with that unnewsworthy censorship. Post. We the people must be the reporters. They're not doing their jobs. Call them up. Try to call me in front of them, in person or via speakerphone. Same as with the generals, especially with the generals and that AT&T executive. If you can't reach me, and they don't know what a 9/11 Flight 93 check is, with all the imagery I've got out for the past decade about that, yeah, they're involved or they're incompetent. Get that on video. Here AT&T conducting harassment, military-style harassment techniques against a man in a wheelchair who's been telling you about your hijacked lifeline. Those stealing your calls to me, guys, are worried enough about their crimes to alter phone records to cover them up. Get that on video. (424-229-4140). Call me up with CEO Randall Stevenson on speakerphone and ask, do you know about the man who's been asking for 9/11 Flight 93 checks for over a decade? And a lot of your 150 million subscribers have tried to call him and seen your political, religious, and business censorship affecting their security. What do you know about that, Randall? Those hijacking our calls to Melton are worried enough about that to alter phone records to cover them up, but we've got it on video. What's your part in that, Randall? Also ask generals, are you involved or are you incompetent? They don't know what a 9/11 Flight 93 check is after I've been asking for over a decade. Yeah, they're incompetent at best. At worst, they're traitors, undermining the security of America, be they in the phone industry or the military. Those generals, get them on video. You asking them about me, Melton, John Melton Brady. Remember, when you hear or see Spectrum, AT&T, they own Spectrum, being this obvious in taunting a man in a wheelchair who's been telling you about your hijacked lifeline, your family's hijacked lifelines, that means you need to call up that monopoly. All executives, all CEOs, AT&T, yes, 150 million subscribers. And you get their reaction to your phone that you pay them good money for not working as you try to call me. 424-229-4140. And you ask him, what's your active part in America's hijacked lifelines? Make that video, post that video, whatever you get when you don't get me, with them on speakerphone. Those hijacking your calls to me are worried enough about that to alter phone records to cover them up. And yeah, get Hussein's, Trump's, and AT&T's PhoneGate on video. Come see me in person. Have wit, we'll travel. Show me a place where I can tell you how to document AT&T's threat to America. That's the second time. Backing up a whole long way. Yeah, it takes a while for me to get the camera out. So it's noise harassment, and they have shown me about 8 times now. Just over a week, that they can turn that off. And they should. This close to 2 apartment complexes. But the general wants them to harass a man in a wheelchair, so they have it on. And yes, especially the ones that occur at night. The decibel level in the audio of this video is lowered. They're worried, but I hear there are all kinds of folks making documentaries, and it sticks out like a sore thumb when it is lowered in my video. Yes, my Flickr is not backing up, and they took good money from me after, yeah, I uploaded a lot of stuff to them. Then they changed their policy. Taunting a man in a wheelchair whose livelihood is hijacked, while theirs is not. And I've got to make a check and post. And videos I've made of them, this, not backing up, is not showing up. Videos I made about Flickr, check and post in 5 in front of Flickr, is not showing up. Let me demonstrate. Those aren't showing up. I'm assuming that's unreal. I'm assuming that the public is not seeing these videos in the same way I'm not, and I've had to juggle. I've had to take a lot of extra steps to give them plenty of time to back up, and I've paid them once again good money. So check and post in 5 in front of Flickr, all Flickr employees, most especially those executives, and ask them, what is your part in America's hijack lifelines taunting Melton, John Melton, Brady man in a wheelchair? Yes, this is my 3rd attempt to do this, because Chinese losers keep changing copy to move. I have to leave this on the phone because Flickr does not back up like Dan says moving. Why is it moving? Damn. That is stupid as damn shit.